Lord is saying that He wants His children to be aware of the spirit of Jezebel. This spirit called Jezebel has been destroying many of His people's lives. Wherever you are on your path of purpose, be aware about this type of demonic spirit. Now, a lot of people believe that the spirit of Jezebel can only be found in a woman, but that is not the case, okay? The spirit of Jezebel is a demonic spirit that can work in a man or it can work in a woman. But a lot of people believe that it is only found in a woman because of the story of Jezebel in the scriptures. In 1 Kings chapter 21 verse 5 to 16, we see how demonic the spirit of Jezebel really is, okay? Now, in your spare time, you can read. Please read it for yourself so you can understand how the spirit works. Okay? Jezebel, she was married to King Ahab. Now, in this particular scripture, she saw that Ahab was sad, okay? And she asked him, why are you sad, basically? Why are you down right now? And his response was, he wanted Naboth's vineyard, okay? He really wanted this particular vineyard, and he told Naboth that he would give him another vineyard if he gave him his vineyard. But the thing is, Naboth did not want to give King Ahab his vineyard. He wanted to keep his vineyard. And so when Jezebel, Ahab's wife, when she saw that her husband Ahab really wanted this vineyard, she took it upon herself to do what she wanted to do in order to give her husband what he wanted, which was this vineyard that Naboth owned, okay? You will see now in this scripture how calculated and manipulative this demonic spirit is, okay? You have to be aware of this spirit, because this spirit is not easy to trace off the bat, because it is very subtle. And so let me show you how calculated the spirit really is, okay? This is what she did, verse 8. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters unto the elders, to the nobles that were in his city, dwelling with Naboth. So here she is acting on behalf of the king. She is not even supposed to be sealing anything because she is not a king, okay? She decides to put his seal on it to make it seem as if Ahab, her husband, was the one who wrote the letter. And she's doing all of this just so that her husband can have the vineyard, okay? This is what she did. She wrote in the letter saying, proclaim a fast and set Naboth on high among the people, and set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him to bear witness against him, saying, thou didst blaspheme God and the king. So she tried to make it seem, even though the people thought that Ahab wrote this letter, but we know that Jezebel wrote the letter. She tried to make it seem as if Naboth, who owned the vineyard, had blasphemed God, okay, which was a lie. Just because Naboth didn't want to give up his vineyard, he is doing all of this just so that her husband could get what he wants. And set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him to bear witness against him, saying, thou didst blaspheme God and the king, and then carry him out and stone him that he may die. And the men of the city, even the elders and the nobles who were the inhabitants in the city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them, and as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them. They proclaimed a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people. And there came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city, and stoned him with stones that he died. Verse 14. Then they sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned and is dead. And it came to pass, when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money. For Naboth is not alive, but dead. She was willing to kill Naboth for his things, just so that her husband Ahab could have what he wanted, which was Naboth's vineyard. And that is exactly how the spirit of Jezebel is. The spirit of Jezebel is very calculated. In order for them to get what they want, they will do it by any means necessary. Like I said, the spirit is not easy to trace right off the bat, but you have to be able to discern it. You need to know the characteristics of the spirit so that when it shows up, you are not lost or confused, okay? When it appears in your life, because this spirit is one of those strong spirits that the devil uses to take down many people of God, okay? This spirit has caused many relationships, different types of relationships like marriage, to become destroyed because they were not able to recognize this spirit. What the Lord is saying is that he needs you to know about this spirit, and to also be careful about this spirit, because this spirit is that strong that it can actually take you straight off course if you don't try to get rid of it when it tries to take residence in your life. If you try to tolerate it, if you try to change it, if you try to accept this type of spirit, eventually it may not seem like it isn't doing any damage to your life, but as time progresses, the thing that he has specifically set up for your future, okay, you will see Jezebel destroy and take everything that he has set up for you. Scripture that I just read, that this spirit was very calculated, okay? Right now I'm going to list some characteristics of this type of demonic spirit, okay? If you come into contact with this type of spirit, don't even try to entertain it, okay? Like I said, it may not be easy to recognize in the beginning, but when you come into contact with this demonic and evil spirit, you would start to question certain things that this person who has this spirit would do. Now, the Lord has been showing me certain things about this demonic spirit, okay? For one, this spirit is very delusional, okay? They are very delusional, and as in they would believe in something that is not true. For example, they would have a false perception of themselves and how people perceive them, okay? Certain things that come out of their mouth would have you questioning, like, why would they say that? Why would they do that? You understand? It just would come off as off, okay? When you hear certain things come out of their mouth. For example, this type of spirit would think that your success in life is because of them. That's an example. They think that you are successful in your career life. You are successful in your relationships because of them, okay? That's how delusional the spirit will be. When the reality is, you are successful in different areas of your life because of God, okay? They are delusional in the sense that they think that your success is because of them. And these people have the spirit of jealousy. If they feel as if people like you more than them, it makes them feel some type of way. They don't like that, okay? If they feel as if things are going well in your life, they don't like that. They start to feel jealous. They start comparing their life to yours. And a person who has a spirit of jealousy, that could drive them to kill. Okay, that's a serious spirit. Those are spirits you should not entertain, because that spirit could lead to other things. That spirit could lead you to losing your life, okay? If they feel as if you're moving ahead, okay, in your personal life, that spirit has a problem with that. And that's where the spirit of entitlement comes in. They feel as if they should be ahead. they feel as if they deserve certain things and you don't. Okay? So be aware of the spirit. Now, these are things that the Lord gave me, okay? Another point he showed me was that they see themselves as a god. And in many cases, they give off a false humility. In general, the spirit of Jezebel in general can be found on your job. It can be found in your friendships. It could be found in the church. It could be found anywhere, okay? But some people don't even realize that the spirit is actually working through them, okay? They are not happy with themselves, okay? Because something internally is lacking within them. And a lot of times, this type of spirit tries to use material things to make them feel better about themselves. They try to strike their ego by doing things to get compliments from other people. What you see is not what you get. They try to show you a side that they want you to see. But if you're not spiritually discerning, you will be easily deceived by the spirit. Okay? You would be easily deceived by what you see, because the spirit is good at hiding who they truly are. And so they try to use material things to make them feel good about themselves. And they do things to get people's attention, okay? So that they will feel better on the inside. The thing the Lord showed me was that this spirit plays a lot of mind games, okay? They may try to do things, make it seem as if they are a certain way, but the reality is that what they are showing you is not really who they truly are. And there's always a motive a lot of times when they do things. Now, this spirit is so controlling. This spirit of Jezebel can get a man to do what she wants and how she wants it. She would use guilt trips and different things and use different forms of manipulation just to get the man to do what she wants. A person who is ignorant about this type of spirit, they would be easily controlled by this spirit. They would find themselves being married to this type of spirit and don't even know it. She has a spirit of manipulation. She's able to play mind games in order to get what she wants. Okay, another thing the Lord was saying was that the spirit like to be connected to people of high authority or different types of powerful people, you know. They feel value when they are connected to different people in different areas, okay? They feel like they belong, they matter, because they are affiliated with some type of group. They have the spirit of pride. So the Lord wants his people to be careful about this type of spirit. Do not be naive about the enemy's devices, about the people who he chooses to use, okay? You have to make sure that the persons who come into your life are sent by the Lord. You have to be able to differentiate if someone is sent by the Father himself or if someone was sent from the enemy. The Lord is saying that you need to be discerning of persons who come into your life, because spirit especially is a spirit that has destroyed many lives, and usually a lot of times people end up realizing how demonic and how manipulative the spirit and evil the spirit really is, only until things have already been destroyed and damaged, okay? And we see in the scripture that this demonic spirit had caused Naboth's death, okay? Jezebel was willing to kill this man in order to get what she wanted. It is so easy just to fall by this demonic spirit. I don't care what type of relationship it is. It may be a business type of relationship or a partnership with someone. Even in a covenant in marriage, you have to be aware of this spirit, because a lot of marriages end because of this particular spirit. The Spirit of God is not manipulative, okay? The Spirit of God is not controlling. The Spirit of God is not jealous. The Spirit of God is humble, meek, and kind. The Spirit of God do all things in love and through love, okay? The Spirit of God doesn't have a spirit of pride. The Spirit of God is love. But remember that God is faithful and He is true.